Fuck you, Sky Williams. Sorry.
Okay, thanks. Hello, everyone. This is the Not So Perfect podcast for March 25th, 2017. Uh, this edition comes with the color pink because we're running out of ideas.
What
Anyways,
What do you mean running out of ideas? It's
this it's
colors.
it's it's
You
going
can
downhill.
literally
Nope.
just go through all the colors and
No, I
still
don't want to
have.
hear it. No, stop it. Stop.
All right.
Anyways. That was what the fuck. Anyways, so we're doing a bit different podcast this time. Uh, Seeing as how we're small little shrimpy bitch boys and we don't got any bit of us following.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're not like news outlets like Game Grumps or
yeah, no, news outlets like a game
Critical,
guy,
uh, Ray Narvaez.
game guy 64. You know,
Sky Williams, you piece of shit.
I feel like you need to calm down,
Sorry,
sir.
I'm really upset at Sky Williams right now.
It's fine. Anyways, we're going to start off with a tiny bit of news, and then we're going to transfer into just a more fluid podcast like, like we just talk and we're just having a nice little
Yeah,
chat
it's like
together.
an actual podcast, not a news program.
We gotta do what you gotta do sometimes to,
Yeah, dude.
for that grind, my homie. Um, we're a bit off date. We usually do these Thursday. It is now Saturday.
Yep.
Stuff happens and
Like
things happen sometimes. And we're just not going to talk about it, are we?
yeah.
Moose word.
Nope,
Okay.
we're not going to talk about it. I had a erection lasting longer than 4 hours,
I
and
thought we were not going to talk about it, but I guess we're talking
sorry,
about it.
we talked
How
about
did it happen? Let's get right into it. How did your boner occur?
it. Well, the boner occurred because there is a new Gorillaz album coming out,
Hmm.
um, known as Humans, and they released 4 tracks. This was Thursday, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah, it was Thursday. That's why I had the
One of the
erection.
days. Mm-hmm.
Um, and they released 4 songs, 4 amazing songs. I liked each and every one of them.
They're pretty great. Pretty
And
great.
I've been listening to them pretty much nonstop for the past couple
Me
days.
too.
And I'm I'm really excited for the rest of the album.
Which,
So
in
yeah,
fact, comes out April 28th, supposedly.
yes. So we got we got a month, but I am totally down for it. What I thought was interesting was like, you hear Hallelujah Money?
No.
Okay,
I
that
do
was
not
their
believe.
first. They released that as a single, um, and the whole song is about like politics and shit.
Okay.
So we won't get into that. But um, it was kind of weird. I don't know how I felt about it.
When was this?
This was around a month ago.
Hmm.
And it came out and it was like I thought it was all right. The instrumentals and stuff are very gorillas, and the
Hmm.
chorus is very gorillas.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
artist that they chose, I just can't get. I just don't like his voice really. I just can't get into it. Um, but every other track is phenomenal so far. So I'm really excited for the album.
Yeah. To be truthful, because I am a little piece of work, I never actually took into consideration what the gorillas were. I always
Really?
just kind of assumed, hey, it's all of these characters and they all are played by, their actual counterparts. But no, there's actually only one guy and I've never
Yeah,
I've
there's
never
one
known that
guy,
until like a few days ago actually
and the band
because
members are always changing depending on
yeah,
where they. It's crazy.
I don't know. I was an idiot. I just never challenged it. I just kind of always went with it because, as I said on Twitter a few days ago, I'm in this renaissance era of music for myself
Yeah,
where I actually am aware of what's going on
yeah,
instead of
you're
just
discovering.
listening to like whatever my mom or dad or sisters or brother were putting on the radio. I'm actually like
Yeah.
seeking out music now, and then this has been going on for the last like 2 3 years.
Yeah,
But
what's interesting is like I'm glad to see like with the Gorillas they didn't conform to like traditional pop garbage.
Yeah.
Like they didn't do any of that. They were like, all right, well, we're still gonna make the same like kind of style. It's just gonna, be kind of updated and more modern.
Yeah, but isn't that's like their whole thing, right? It's
Yeah,
I think they had like a campaign for a while was like
yeah,
reject false idols.
yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm really happy for because like I know other bands kind of like, you know, they go the way of conforming to what the media wants and
Got to
um
make that extra dough. That's why we're
yeah,
conforming to
but
this.
I feel like this album is like people are gonna like it no matter if they've listened to the girls or not. Um, I don't see any of the songs yet being as popular as Feel Good Inc. or
Cuz
Clint
that's
Eastwood.
like a those two songs are more of like a like, that's digestible media, like,
Yeah,
everyone can get into those songs.
yeah,
But like these songs, they're for like the die hard, like people who actually like, you know, mesh with their type of style. Like I really like Saturn's bars. Like that shit's really resonating with me because I really like reggae.
yeah, yeah,
Well, not like actual like reggae, but like that electronic reggae, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called at this
yeah.
specific moment. But yeah, I don't know. One of my friends I was talking to, avid listener of the podcast, shout out. He he was getting really mad at it because you can't understand any of the words he's saying ever because he's Jamaican, and I'm like, dude, that's the point. You're not supposed to understand Jamaicans. Like that's just how it happens.
Yeah.
They have a very very fluid motion of talking that is very hard to understand sometimes. But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
sounds I like the sound it makes,
Yeah,
especially
I
with
know
that beat on that track is really
which
uh,
track are you talking about?
Saturn's Bars,
Oh
the
yeah,
Spirit House one. That
yeah.
fucking music video though is like the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I love it. The 360
Um,
video especially is like
yeah, that was
godlike.
really cool. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like there's still some bands that still like sound the same. Um, and like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, if you heard their most recent album,
Nope.
it still sounds like them, and I think it's fantastic.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this album.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that are actually. I mean, not a lot of people. I've seen at least like one or two people that are not fully like they don't like the new Gorillaz album so far.
Yeah, there's a few like obviously you're not gonna like every fuck you know album by every band. There's gonna be people that are like, hey, this album's gonna suck. It's whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So
Same to me as well, and that comes out April 28th, as we said before.
yep,
You can pre-order it now. I'm gonna put a link in the description. They have a like the normal version that's like $9-10, then the deluxe version that's like $14 or something for just CD. Then you can get the vinyls, which the normal vinyl is like $20 or $30, $40, something like that. But then like the deluxe edition's like $70. Actually, these are all in pounds now that I think about it, so it's a bit higher, but it still is pretty cool stuff. If I had a record player, I actually would go out and like buy all the shit I could for it because it seems like it's gonna be a real adventure, to
yeah,
say at the least.
yeah. What else? What else we got? We got
Uh, this just in actually.
yeah.
Sky Williams has attacked a member of the Not So Perfect podcast. He has thrown hands.
What could it be?
Oh man,
There's
I
so many
wish I
members.
could
We're
tell
like the
you.
Wu-Tang Clan at this point.
We're D12 at this point. We're D12 and the Wu Tang combined to make
Yeah, exactly.
Wu 12. And
So I Sky Williams recently tweeted out. I will pull this tweet up actually.
wait just a second before you go on. Sky Williams, if you do not know, he is a YouTube content creator and he is a very, very funny boy sometimes. Like most of his videos, I have a good chuckle at, but this recent video that he made is pretty much the greatest video known to mankind.
About the whole JonTron controversy.
Yeah, it was really funny. Anyways, go on.
But he recently tweeted out, and quote, "Personally, you can say whatever you want in my chat, but you get banned if you genuinely enjoy Cheerios, you brainwashed vermin." So
Very controversial. A lot of people like Cheerios. I don't know if he means Honey Nut.
I know people that like Cheerios. I'm not personally a fan, but I wanted to ask him about another cereal that I enjoy. And I tweeted at him, "What about Raisin Bran?" Because, I got older. When I was young, I didn't like Raisin Bran. And then I just got older and I was like, you know what? Raisin Bran isn't so bad.
Yeah.
And he tweeted a screenshot of this with a meme and said, "These disgusting cereals in my mentions right now have me heated AF." And then he continued to try and slay me by saying, "Oh my God, it's Raisin Bran. It's manufactured," with a picture of a dump.
Not like a fecal matter, but like a landfill.
Yeah. And then he finally ended his rant about me. "If Raisin Bran is your favorite cereal, please give me your availability so I can schedule a time to fight the shit out of you." So Sky Williams, you probably aren't watching this, but we are in a fight right now.
This is the biggest Twitter beef of 2017.
Yeah, it's an unknown person with Sky Williams. That's how it's going.
And in this corner, known by no one.
And I decided to tweet him, gonna watch some Sky Williams content on his alternate account, and I posted a screenshot of 20 shitty jokes and thoughts about League of Legends. So we'll see if he responds. I doubt he'll respond, but it was nice to know that he hates Raisin Bran. Stank, do you like Raisin Bran?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love raisins.
Raisins do you like Raisin Bran Crunch then too?
I don't know. I probably. I don't think I've ever really had it. I've always just been a Puritan at heart.
Really?
Yeah. I only do missionary position. And I only, we have to do it through a sheet or else it's unsanitary and God doesn't like it.
You have to slaughter a goat beforehand, otherwise you'll get pregnant.
Yeah.
Personally, I do enjoy Raisin Bran. I enjoy Raisin Cheerios, like I said, not so much.
Honey Nut Cheerios are my shit, though. There's also, like, these Frosted Cheerios.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I could eat Frosted
Which are pretty fucking good.
Frosted Cheerios are good.
Just basically Frosted anything is really good. Like, because it's just sugar, essentially, but if they have Frosted Rice Krispies.
Frosted Cyanide is pretty good.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Frosted Arsenic tastes real good.
You once, though. You get sick
of it. It's like YOLO. You only eat once.
Fun fact, also, we brought up in our recent podcast about the Dave Chappelle specials on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, those are doing really well.
Yeah, I watched. Have you seen them?
I have not watched them yet.
I watched, like, almost all of the first one, and it's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
A lot of it's like, I mean, it's not older humor, but he's bringing up OJ, which is
so he's bringing up older subjects more or less.
Yeah, for the most part. I feel like he has like nuance and then also like older stuff mixed in between. It's a really good.
I feel like if he brought up newer things, it might be more difficult for people to enjoy them.
Yeah, I mean, he brought up like, I think he did like something about transvestites. At one point, like the Caitlyn Jenner stuff, which that's kind of old, but
kind of relevant, kind of not. It was relevant when he wasn't like doing comedy anymore.
Well, I mean, he was, but it just off
wasn't
the grid.
As good. And I feel like the special that he did was very safe, but also, what I'm assuming is it was very safe using the old humor, like OJ and stuff like that.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, he didn't like. I mean, from what I've seen, I haven't watched it all yet, and I haven't seen the second one, but I guess it didn't really, I mean, it challenged some things, like, it challenged, like, gay people and stuff, kind of, in a way, like, because he's, I mean, it's not like he's just, like, not throwing any punches, like, like a safe comedian would. He is Dave Chappelle at his core, and he's just, he's going down swinging in a matter of terms, but.
Did he say the N-word a lot?
Yeah. every few words out of his mouth. But
All right, good.
that's
So
just
it
how
is.
David Chappelle works.
Um, and then there's another comedian.
Bo Burnham with
No,
Make
actually,
Happy.
Amy Schumer. You remember that?
Oh no.
Yeah. So don't watch her Netflix special
She's
unless you want to
getting
cringe.
trolled. She's getting trolled. It's not actual criticism. It's just trolls. I hate it. I hate everything. I haven't
I've
watched it. It looks horrible.
I have heard everything bad about it,
Yeah.
and
Just come and pussy jokes every 2 seconds.
like
We
I
get it.
guess some people can find that funny, but
Very niche audience.
maybe like 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Personally,
I mean,
I thought she-
I like shitty like fucking immature humor.
yeah.
But like I don't. She just goes about it a really weird way. Like she
I
doesn't.
feel
She's
like
not. She's not. What do you call it? I can't think of the term. She's not aware of herself. Like she's
Yeah.
not self-aware. She's just like she thinks that it's like funny, like actually funny to just be like, oh, and I was getting fisted in my pussy,
I
and it's
feel like
oh, okay, cool.
because a lot of her humor, since that's her stuff,
Oh yeah, her
she
stuff, not
she did
stolen
have
jokes.
she did have a show that was all right. She had a wasn't she on a couple of other things?
I
Oh, she was
couldn't tell
on The
you.
Daily Show, wasn't she?
I could not tell you.
I believe she was on The Daily Show way back in the day. But I feel like because other people wrote for her, it
Yeah.
made her seem funny, and that's kind of how she got her
I don't
fame.
know. Like I used to listen to a lot of like just like comedy stuff like on Spotify. I'd just go into Spotify and look up like the comedy section, and I'd listen to a lot of those because I love stand up comedy. It's like one of my
Yeah, me
favorite
too.
things of all time. And she would come up occasionally, and I thought like it was it was a little off putting at some points. Like even back in the day, like when she was in her quote unquote prime. I don't know. I
Man,
think you have to be like a very specific person to actually like really enjoy her comedy style, or just like not be aware of what actual like humor is, like a lot of people are, because they just
so
don't
like
give
my
a fuck.
parents,
Yeah, like
yeah,
parents and normies, as we call them in the biz.
yeah, normies who
Normies.
post the Pepe meme, even though that's dead.
It's not. I mean, it's not dead. It's a white supremacy symbol.
Yeah, apparently. Um, we won't
Fucking
talk about that though. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on with
the
some
world
updated
and the
news.
universe.
But Stank, let's talk some video games because that's what we're actually here to talk about.
Yeah, video
Um,
games. They came out in 2001,
yep.
and they didn't do very well. No one likes them actually.
Nope. But they keep coming out, and
No one understands why. No one's bought a
yeah,
video game for 35 years. It's
nobody even knows who's making them. Like
who is Shigeru Miyamoto? No one knows.
they just appear in WalMarts and GameStops. Like
Like,
maybe
what
it's
is
GameStop.
GameStop? Who is GameStop? Who is Mr.
Who are
GameStop?
GameStop?
Who are
Um.
Sky William?
Anyway, Stank, why don't you tell me? Do you know what like the first console you ever got was?
I'd have to think really far back.
Really? See,
Like,
I'm surprised because you mentioned this before. You were like
I
I have
can't
no
remember
idea what.
specifics. I
Really?
just like
Well,
it was probably the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I don't think we
okay.
ever had an NES. We had an
Okay.
SNES. Basically, I used to play like fucking like Super Mario World.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever played the original like Mario ever, like in my entire life. But I played Super Mario World all the time.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite game of all time, almost.
All right.
But yeah, other than that, I just remember we had a Super Nintendo, and then we had an N64, and then we got a PS2,
Okay.
and that was like my family's, because like the Super Nintendo and the N64 were at my babysitter's
Yeah. Okay.
house, and I used to go there all the time after school because my mom
Was
had
she
to.
hot?
She was really old, so no, I
Okay.
suppose.
That one.
But yeah, so we would go there, and it was just like it was just a house full of fucking kids. There's kids everywhere. So like we would be like nap time, but I would sneak off to play the Super Nintendo by myself all the time because
Okay.
every time I would play it, people would be like trying to hog the controllers and being like, "Oh, it's my turn, my turn." I just wanted some fucking peace and goddamn quiet playing that game.
All right.
I used to be master at it. Then I got old, and now I'm real bad.
I
But yeah,
actually,
how
um,
about yourself, my dude?
the first console that I ever got was the Sega Genesis, which was an interesting one because um, I'd actually played the Super Nintendo before I ever got the Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But it was like at a friend's, right, or something.
yeah, it was at
Okay.
again my babysitter's,
Oh
um,
damn,
and
nice,
I remember playing Super Mario World on it. Um,
nice, good
but
choice.
I I remember like the first time I had the well, I'm gonna talk about the SNES for a second. I remember there was this one game that was like a multiplayer game where you would play as these robots that could turn into like balls and like roll around and like
Super Monkey Ball,
no, it
the
was like
robot monkey,
robots and it was like 2D plane, like
Metroid.
Mario style like plane, and then it was all like robots and you would like come out of your ball like kind of like the droidicas from Star Wars, and then you would just like I can't remember the name of it, and I've always wanted to play it again.
Sounds like a fever dream. I've never heard of this. Have you like
No, this
actually
is a
tried to
real
look it
game.
up?
This is I've tried, and it's so hard to like be specific about it, you know?
Because like when I think
Um,
of like a robot that turns into a ball, I just think of Metroid. Just
yeah, no,
she
this
turned
was
into a
this
ball.
was this was a like one of those weird games that wasn't made by Nintendo specifically. Um,
It was on the Sega, right?
no, no, this was on the SNES.
Oh, okay.
This
I
is
was gonna say no shit. It's not made with Nintendo.
yeah,
It's
no.
on
Um,
Sega.
but I can't find it for the life of me, and I've always wanted to like
Hmm.
relive that
Yeah, I
and kind of see how shitty it was. But
can't
like when I was a
imagine
kid,
what
I
that
was like,
could be.
"Fuck yeah!" Um, but I remember the when I got the Sega Genesis, that was my console that I owned. It seemed like it came in a really fucking huge box, but that's probably because I was really um and I remember opening it up and it had like a bunch of compartments in the box. So I feel like my mom like ordered this like directly as like a bundle because there was the beat 'em up Ninja Turtles game. I think it was Turtles in Time. Then there was Pac-Man.
Pac-Man Jones?
No, Pac-Man,
Oh
like
shit, you're
OG
right.
Pac-Man. Um, there was what else was there? Oh, there was the Sonic collection, the first where it was like Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Mean Bean Machine. And then
Sonic One, Sonic Two, Sonic P, Sonic Poo. Yeah, I remember those
yeah,
ones.
yeah, exactly. And then there was some other game that was like kind of Castlevania, but it wasn't Castlevania.
Castle Trania, actually.
Yeah, probably. It was like yeah, it was like the training version of Castlevania. But I
Castle
remember that
Trania.
console and the only game that didn't work that it came with was Ninja Turtles and it made me really
Oh,
sad. I wanted to play it.
that's sad.
Um I remember it would always open up to like the main menu and or not main menu but like the opening screen where there's like a Ninja Turtle head in the center of the screen and then it would just crap and like not work.
Well, that's
Um
wild. I can't believe they actually put ARG in there.
come
It
on,
just pooped on your floor.
come on,
That's
man. Why
wild.
do you gotta be sarcastic? I'm trying to reminisce
Reminiscing's for
about
old men.
I'm an old
Old white
man.
mans.
I'm an old white man's.
I'm
I
a
can't
young
help
white
it.
boy.
But
You could
and
try to help it.
I remember playing the console and my mom was always like, I only want like an hour. Like, all right. But I would always like sneak in to because it was in my parents' bedroom and I would always sneak
What?
in. Yeah, they just because that's the only TV we had.
Uh,
They just had like a mini TV. Um, and I would play that. And when I wasn't allowed to play it, I would watch Celebrity Deathmatch,
Oh, nice.
which kind of scarred me as a kid.
What the fuck? It
Um,
scarred you? What do you
yeah,
mean?
because like imagining like actual human beings getting chopped up to pieces. Um,
You were a fragile child.
I was a fragile
I
child.
played a lot of bad games for kids when I was young, dude.
I
Like,
remember there was one
oops,
episode where it was like Justin Timberlake versus one of the other guys from NSYNC. Um,
Joey
and,
Fatone.
and they didn't want to fight each other.
I
So they
think
were
I
like,
oddly specifically remember this as well.
so like they didn't want to fight each other. So they were like, all right. And there was a man from the scene
I
and it just
honestly,
started spinning. And I
yeah.
was like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, and after that, I couldn't watch that show anymore. Um, but yeah, that was my weird like childhood reminiscing on the Sega Genesis basically. Um and then I ended up getting the PlayStation 1 eventually.
Oh yeah, the
Um
PlayStation One. We had one of those, I think, as well.
yeah, I had the small rounded one.
Yep.
Um and then I eventually moved up to the PlayStation 2, which was
Mm-hmm.
also the small one.
The
Um
small, like the thin one.
yeah, the really thin one.
Oh, okay. We had the
Um
old fucking big bastard.
yeah, I kind of wish I would have had that one, but
My
I mean,
dad had one, and like somehow I don't even know how it happened, but like, cause like obviously my mom and my dad, they split up after a while, after I was like, like 6 or 7 or something. So he had his own PS2 because he used to play games as well for a while. And then I remember one time, like years down the line, I came over to his house and I saw that his PS2 was in like a closet or something. I looked at it; it fucking had a big old like crack in the top somehow. Somehow, like someone fucking elbow dropped it or something, dude. I don't
what the
understand what
fuck?
happened.
Um Yeah, my PS2, the thin one, kind of it survived, you know.
Snapped in half.
Um, I was actually really upset because when my grandparents passed away, I had a Sega Genesis there, and my parents got rid of it,
Oh,
and I'm really upset. I was like, I want it, and they're like, why? And I'm like, history and like memory and shit,
history.
like, um, and they were like, no, no, that's why would you want that? You gotta be fucking kidding
Parents
me.
just don't understand.
They just don't understand
They
because that's their
just don't understand ever.
um but I eventually got the Nintendo Wii.
You.
Um, all the while I got the Game Boy Color, um, DS.
Yeah, I never like past the SNES and N64. I never owned any Nintendo consoles myself, besides like the handhelds, and
Yeah,
even
yeah,
then, I never played like any of the handheld games other than Pokemon. Like that's literally the only Nintendo property that I enjoy.
that makes sense though. I can kind of understand that. Like Pokemon was a very like nothing else was like it. Um,
Actually, that's not entirely true. I did have a Kirby and the Magic Mirror game for my Nintendo. What was it? It was the micro. Did you ever have a micro? The little tiny
no, I did not.
rectangle.
I saw it, but I was like, why?
I don't know. I had one. I didn't like. I never got the SP or anything. I really wanted to, but I
I
never
got
got an SP.
I picked up the SP.
Yeah, I really wanted one for the longest time because it was like the best of both worlds. You could play the little tiny games, or you could
Yeah,
play the big fucking, the Game Boy Color games.
and it had a backlight,
Yeah, and it was great. But
so like it all
I
like
never
made it
could.
even better. Um,
It made me real sad. So yeah, I had that, and then I also had like an I Spy game I got from a fucking garage sale.
classic.
I played it like 3 times. It's fucking horrible. It pissed me
Um,
off.
yeah, fucking I
But
Spy
yeah, I
as
played.
well. That was
I played like I had the Game Boy Color. I don't think I ever actually owned the original Game Boy, but I remember playing some games with it. I played what is that one? It's like I think I played Snake on it,
classic.
and then other things.
All right, all right. I got you. I remember I used to be really bad at Tetris, and I had Tetris.
Oh, dude, I used to be the worst at Tetris. I still pretty much am, but I really want to buy like one of those games on like
Yeah,
something.
on
That's a
something.
really fun. It's a really like good game series, like good
Yeah,
idea, but I don't know. I just never was very good at it.
I remember that and Donkey Kong for they had the Game Boy version.
Oh yeah, dude,
Um,
fucking,
it was
I
in the
have that
yellow.
like right on my table right now. I could play
It
it.
was in the yellow cartridge.
Yep, yep, yep. I love that game. And the game's
Um,
super. Have you tried to play it like anytime recently?
oh my god, it's so difficult.
It's the hardest game of all time.
Oh god, like when I was a kid, I was like I could only play the first level, and I was like, Jesus,
Yeah, I
I
think I
can't beat
got
this.
like a bit into it, but that was when I actually played it for like months. But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I tried playing it the other day, or like a few months ago, I think, because shout out to Oni Plays, they were playing it. They were playing the actual like Donkey Kong Country 2 or whatever on his channel. And so, and then they at some point they said something about the Game Boy game, and I pulled it out and I started playing it. It's so hard. It is like
yeah.
it's unrelentingly hard for no reason.
All right, I'm trying to find.
Like the controls are just fucking stupid. I don't understand them sometimes.
I'm trying to find this game that I found for the SNES or that game that I was describing to you before.
The rollerball dudes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's probably just Super Monkey Ball, but you just didn't know it.
Oh, I
Speaking
feel
of Super
like.
Monkey Ball,
Oh my god,
well,
I feel like this might be it,
okay, what is it?
and I had no
Spill the
idea
beans.
because I'm dumb.
Maybe.
I just need to find a screenshot of like one of them. All,
Hmm.
all I need, because I see like it looks like a multiplayer game, and it's like a red person versus blue.
That was a really
Oh
weird
god,
sound. What the hell
I'm
was
gonna have
that?
to check this out because this looks very familiar, but at the
The
same time,
Rock'em
like it could
Sock'em
be
Robots?
because like, oh god,
Sock'em Boppers?
yeah, sock and boppers, exactly. That's the game.
Sweet.
That's the game I'm thinking of.
Dude. Yeah,
It's
it's the
not.
it's the little rolly ball dudes, but you put them on your hands and you punch each other with them. The little
Oh god,
inflatey rolly ball robot guys.
hang on, I gotta look at these characters. But anyway, I remember. Do you remember the first time you like got into PC gaming at all?
It was, I mean, I think one of the first ever experiences I ever had. I don't even think I ever got to really play it,
No.
but way back in the day, um my babysitter's house, she had the Sim City game, like the original Sim City game on the
Oh
PC.
yeah, I remember
I
playing that.
watched I watched people play that a lot,
Yeah.
and well, um, while that was a thing, I never played it. I remember one time my friend in like elementary school, his dad had like I guess a okay computer enough to play fucking Call of Duty 4, and I don't think I ever really got to play that because they were always playing it and they never really let me play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to try that out. I mean, I got to watch that. But then I think the very first game I ever played on PC probably was Minecraft, and I accidentally downloaded a cracked version. I didn't realize that pirating was a thing. I just
Yeah.
typed in Minecraft free and downloaded it.
Wow.
And
I mean, that's how you
I
do
don't
it.
know. I mean, I get it was pretty easy. Like if a fucking idiot child that's never really used a computer was able to do it, I think it was just fine. But like my computer is so bad it couldn't even handle like Minecraft hardly.
Yeah.
Like we had like maybe like 2 gigs of RAM, if that.
I remember there was a what I ended up one of the first games I played was Lego Island, like on the old Windows XP
Mm,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Um, and I remember that game, and I remember it vividly because my cousins told me uh, they always kept the ending a secret from me because I was too young and I didn't know what. And they were like, I was just like, just tell me, I'm never gonna beat it. And uh, they're like, no, we can't tell you, blah blah blah. And I was like, please, come on, like I'm be able to beat it. And Turns out I never ever beat it, but I watched like videos on it, and yeah, it's. I was kind of disappointed with the ending.
What's the
'Cause,
ending?
spoiler alert. Um,
For like a however many year old game,
the
yeah.
Brickster, who is the evil dude, um,
He
I
kills your family.
yeah, no. What he ends up doing is he takes all the houses apart and stuff, and you're supposed to collect all those bricks, and then eventually like you find you find some means of like you fight him with like pizzas, and then
What?
yeah, once you fight him with pizzas, then you win and he goes back into jail, and then they let him go again because that makes the second game. So
Great.
it was all right.
So why couldn't they tell you? I'm confused.
I don't know. They were my cousins and they
They're
were
just
just
being
trying to
rude,
mess with me.
being big bullies.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but then I just, I started moving on with other computer games. I ended up getting a bunch of educational games because my parents thought, this will help.
This'll
Yeah,
help our stupid kid.
exactly. Um, but yeah, that was all
Do
my.
you ever remember? This is very, very abstract, but I think they used to have them in cereal boxes. But there was those little, tiny, like they looked like GameCube discs, but it was like an X-Man game.
Yeah,
You remember that?
I think so.
Because I
Yeah,
remember, like, I don't remember if because I used to I got them like once or twice, and I never like I put it in my computer, and I don't remember if I ever got to play it. Oh wait, no. Now that I think about it, there was a game that I played on computer a long, long time ago. It was a tech deck game, but
oh God.
it was like when they had like the little finger mascots, like way back in the day, and like they had like their own show and everything, I think. And I played that a long, long time ago. That's all I remember is that I just played that. It was like a dude that was a thumb or a finger or something, and he had a hat on, and
Yeah.
he rode on a skateboard, and he looked like Rayman because he had like detached arms and feet or something. I think I don't know. I
I'm
my whole life is an abstract like fever dream. I think that I don't remember anything.
Yeah, so is mine. A lot of it is like, did
Like
this actually happen or did I dream
yeah,
this?
100%. That's my entire life. Like I I bring up stuff to my mom and my sisters all the time. I'm like, oh, remember when this happened? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
Remember
oh,
when
I mean, yeah, I was joking. Ha 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 ha. But I'm pretty sure they happened. But they just are. I'm pretty sure they just forgot. Honestly, I feel like I'm a level-headed human being enough to not dream up scenarios that never happened. But then again, my name is Stankzilla and I go by Benjamin Stanklin on Twitter.
Yeah, so
So,
clearly,
maybe I should be in a mental asylum. I don't know.
no fucking way. Is this actually the game?
Hopefully it is.
Oh my
Because
God.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I think this is actually the game. It was and here's the ball character. I didn't remember his name. But it's called Metal Warriors. It was made by Konami,
Hmm.
back when they made good games. And
It's fucked up.
yeah, this is flooding back so many memories. Multiplayer against my friends. Um,
Good friends.
barely. They were more just the children of the babysitter. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's how it was.
and yeah, it was like this is fucking crazy. Like
What was it called again?
Metal Warriors. Um, if you want to look that up or play it,
Yeah, you could get a ROM for it. It looks
you
like.
know you should probably do that the legal way.
Dude,
Just
if you
saying.
still have a fucking like a it's like a fucking legal disc of this, dude, you'd have to be a millionaire.
Disc? What do you mean
Well, I
discs?
mean, I'm in a cartridge.
Wow, this is too many memories, man.
Maybe it was a
like,
Sega CD. You don't know.
no, it wasn't a Sega CD.
Maybe it was.
um,
Yeah,
yeah.
this just
So
looks like one of those weird those one like it looks like those weird games that you'd always see in like one of those like Nintendo Power magazines, but you never would play.
yeah, exactly.
At least for
And
me,
apparently,
like
the reception of it was really good,
okay.
but
So maybe you
it was
were
developed by LucasArts too. Wow.
nice. Remember when they were a company?
Maybe that's where the ball character came from for Star Wars. Wouldn't that be crazy?
I don't know. I think that just came from George Lucas's fever dreams.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean he's crazy. Um, wow, I'm going to have to play this game. Stank, are you down to play this game with me?
How?
Good
How would
point.
that work?
Good point. I wish it was multiplayer over or online.
I'm sure there is like some way to do that, but I would not even want to attempt to go through all that work just to
Sorry.
play a shit ass old game.
Hey, shut up. Come on, man. This was my childhood. It probably sucks now, but whatever.
I don't like old games for some reason. I mean, I do,
Really?
but I don't. Like, I could probably play Pokemon Red on the Game Boy Color like over and over and over for the rest of my life, and I'd never get bored of it. But like, I don't know. There's certain like old games that I could never play all the time anymore.
I'm still waiting on you playing Earthbound, you know?
You're gonna be waiting a long time. I'm not a huge ROM guy. The only ROM
Yeah.
I've ever got was of fucking Pokemon Fire Red, and that's just Pokemon Red. So that's just my muse is just Pokemon Red.
Man,
I guess I don't know.
it's okay.
Okay, well we went on about video games for about 8 months and a half, but real quick, like we're running a bit long on time, but I want to know because you are a music man of sorts. What, if you can remember, what was your very first like CD album or even I mean records? I mean cassette. You know, you're old, so maybe. You know, what was your first album that you ever owned, like yourself?
Uh, the first one that I ever bought myself was Green Day's Dookie. I know,
Classic.
right? It's a good album. It's a fantastic
I haven't
album.
listened to like Green Day, but more specifically the Dookie album in like maybe 4 years.
It's a great fucking album. Like, I don't know. I enjoyed it. Um, it's just been so fucking long. Like, so
Yeah,
fucking long. But
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
it was
in
that album,
I'm
and
in the
then I
same boat.
bought uh was it Crunk Juice from
What?
Little John
Oh my
and
God,
whatever.
Little John,
Yeah, that's
Little
that's
Jonathan.
yeah. That was my other album that I chose to get with Green Day. I fucking
I can't remember what my ever first was. It's either a tie or like it was like very close in between a Crazy Frog album, believe it or not, which I still have. It's in the other room, honestly. I could go get it right now. But
okay.
either that or I bought Asher Roth's Asleep in the Bread Aisle album.
Oh, all
Have you
right.
ever listened to Asher Roth?
I have not.
Dude, his stuff like it's like a he's a white rapper boy, but
All right.
I don't know. I used to really love his stuff. A lot of his stuff was like immature and stuff, but um I don't know, I loved it. So I had that, and then also I think around the same time I got Eminem's Recovery album.
Okay.
And that one was, the I'm Not Afraid and all that stuff. I didn't really like that one. That was like
I'm not afraid.
that was his like transition in between like his old style and that
His
stuff, and
new style.
I'm not a huge fan of his new style.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I love Stan. That's like
Well,
the
yeah.
greatest
Stain
song of
is
all time.
classic. Stain is classic.
Yeah, and then but like all of his other stuff like I don't know. I loved his old stuff, but then his new stuff I'm not a huge fan of. But then anyways, and then I think that's also when I bought Demon Days was around that same time.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
I was looking for it everywhere. I'm so pissed off because I couldn't find it. Like that's literally like the only CD that I have or that I've owned that I cannot find for some reason, or at least even the like the the case or anything.
Yeah.
Like I remember I had like some like right next to my computer. I have like my TV stand or whatever, and I remember I had some under there from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Looked under there. I have my Bob Marley and the Wailers album. That's a good album. And then also, um, I had my Eminem Recovery album, which, you know. And then I looked in my storage room to see if I could find it in there. I found a case for a now that's what I call music, or that's music or whatever 20 or whatever one of those
Oh
things, you
God.
know. And that had a Batman movie in it that had Arkham or Batman Begins in it or something. I think
What the fuck?
I don't know. I just have random cases for random things. And then I also found my Crazy Frog CD in there. And then I was looking through like my because I have those those little binders that you put like your games in the little slip cases things.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was looking through there and I found like all my old PS2 games that I had. I still have a original copy of fucking Spyro,
Oof.
Spyro 2 I think, or whichever one it was.
Save
It's
that
like
shit.
like the gray like metal looking one, not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
colored. Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's because
for
that's
like
before
PS1.
colored discs. Yeah.
Yeah, before colored TV was
Yeah.
Spyro.
Exactly.
And no, yeah, I had that, and then also the Mean Greens or whatever it was called, the Army
Oh, the
Men.
Army Men
Yeah,
game.
the Army Men
Yeah.
game. Um, yeah, I had all those, and also the old Sierra game. I forgot what it's called. It's like a military shooter game. I forget what it's called though.
They got a military shooter game from Sierra.
Yeah,
What?
I'd have to go find it,
Oh
but
God! Like that's because like I know they're known for their point and click games and they're like
yeah,
RPG games, but
I
shooter?
slightly remember it.
Wow.
I'd have to go find it real quick, but that's for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had all those games, and they're just sitting in the other room, and I don't have a PS2 to play them all, and
I'm
I'm sad about it.
I'm sorry.
They have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger on Steam, and it's like $10 right now,
I saw
and
that.
I'm
I
poor, so
I never actually played Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, but
it's actually the greatest.
I wanted to when I was younger. So
Like one of the main things that I remember about that game is that they had these plants that like had big like they're just like they're actual real plants, and they like smell
yeah.
really bad or something, I guess, in real life.
Oh yeah, they're the oh God, what
I don't know.
the
They're
ones that smell like rotting corpses.
Yeah, they're like big plants, and they have like like a hole in the middle of them, and they
Can't
just
remember
are
that.
really big and weird. I remember something about those. You can either jump on those or they eat you or something. I don't remember,
All
but
these
that's all I remember.
memories flooding back.
Dude, I PS2 was honestly my shit. Like
Yeah,
that
same.
was like the only thing that I played for like maybe 5 years of my life
Yeah. I
or
mean, that's
more. I don't
same
remember.
with me. I mean, that console didn't die out until 2014. Like,
Yeah, I mean, after a while, I got an Xbox 360, and that's basically when I was like, "Oh, buy Xbox or buy PS2." But
see, I stayed. I
mm,
stayed with the PS2 and
well, I adopted the Xbox pretty late because my like every year for like 3 years, I was asking my mom. I was like, "Can I get an Xbox this year for my birthday? Can I get an Xbox this year for my birthday?" And finally, one year for Christmas, I got it, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" And I played Grand Theft Auto 4.
yeah, my thing was I would always go to my friends' houses to play like Halo and stuff.
Yep,
Um and I remember the first time I was introduced to GTA was on the PS1, the old version at my cousin's
like
house.
the top down.
Yeah, the top down one.
Yeah, I've never played those, and I never had any interest in those. I don't like top downs very much.
I
They're just
mean, it
not
was
engaging enough for me.
good and I don't see how they could have made it like any other way. So I'm
Yeah,
glad they did it that way.
yeah. My first GTA experience was probably San Andreas or Vice City, one of the two.
I had three. So
Yeah, I at one point I bought because my like I either lost my San Andreas or it got all scratched and fucked up. So I went to Walmart one time like years and years ago, and I bought a triple pack of Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3 and San Andreas. And I play like I remember when I was like, dude, I was way too young to be playing San Andreas, but I played it and like all the time. Like,
Exactly.
and that's why I'm like confused with some people that are like, oh, I was scarred. Like earlier, you said you were scarred by that celebrity deathmatch, and
Yeah.
I was like, when I was a little kid, I was playing like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, like blasting people's heads off with
Well, see,
sniper rifles and.
like guns to me were fine, but mutilation, that wasn't my thing.
I
Like I can't watch
guess.
somebody get like I can't watch the Saw movies, honestly. I
Oh
can't
yeah, I mean, I
because
can. I just don't like them because I
like forms of torture.
yeah,
I do not
like medical things. Like there's a lot of people that watch those um like 90210 shows or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're like tummy tucks and stuff, and you see them like slicing into people's skin. I'm like, ugh, like it makes me physically sick.
But if I see somebody get their head blown off, I'm like, all right,
I don't know, man. Like I mean, I'm really excited. I'm not sure how good it'll be. It'll probably be horrible, but I've heard a rumor that there's going to be a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or just I think it's called Leatherface. And I fucking like ever since I've been playing the new character for Mortal Kombat. It's
yeah,
not new, but you know one of the combat pack characters, which was Leatherface. Like
yeah,
I want to see a movie with Mortal Kombat 10's Leatherface in it because he's like the perfect Leatherface. Like all the rest of them make him really weird. I don't know.
yeah.
He's the perfect Leatherface, I think. And I can't I've watched a lot of those movies and they're always really bad and they make me sad because I want them to be good. But you know, I don't know. I just don't like horror movies. Horror movies are bad sometimes, all the time, actually. So
Sure.
whatever. Anyways, this has been going on for far too
Way
long.
too fucking long.
So it's about a 52 minute so far. So we've been going for a bit of time reminiscing about the past, and you know, hopefully we can go down this road once again in a few months or years or days. You know, maybe we'll just make another podcast tomorrow where we do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Probably not though. Anyways, so thank you for watching, and I'd like to thank Mr. Mooseword for dividing his time so well and being able to actually come today.
I would like to thank Sky Williams for being a bitch.
I'd like to thank Donkey for being Sky and Smash, and I will be seeing you next time.